What's up? What's up? What's up? Welcome to the Comicsburgh Show. Man, we are back. It's such a booming thing there. Okay, let's get this crowd going. Marvel, they just love us. Standing ovation. Okay. Man. We are back. So thank you guys for joining us today. Welcome to the Comicsburgh Show. This is DP Brown, your friendly neighborhood. And also my man Marvin, the writer and creator of The Edge. You see it on his shirt, guys. You see it on his shirt. The Edge. We got somebody in the comments already. Roger Rican, what's
going on? Make it shiny like that right here.
Right in his age. What's going on? So, basically today, guys, we're just, kicking it, with Comicsburgh and stuff. We're going to present like a few Comicsburgh Kickstarters today, let you know what's going on in the Comicsburgh, collective and everything. We got the Edge, we got the Blaine action figure Kickstarter going on. So, everybody, it's a beautiful thing. We got that. We got the Theme of Thieves, the Kickstarter's going on right now. I got my trade paperback out. All right. We got Memoirs of the Morbid Kickstarter going on right now. Oh, no, okay, yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I laughing at
That was for you, Grant. That was for you, buddy. And then we also got the Trillion Kickstarter going on right now.
You have Page's Kickstarter also?
Oh yeah, we gotta get Page's Kickstarter. Yo, so Page got his Kickstarter going on right now, right?
Yeah.
All right, there we go. All right, so we're gonna be presenting some Comicsburgh Kickstarters today. So if you're watching us right now and everything, make sure you're leaving some comments and letting us know what you think. We got the studios in the house. He loves the merch, Marvin. He loves the merch. They love the merch. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing.
Man, that's what it's about. Like, what's the merch?
It's all about the merch. Get it. All right. So, what's going on with you today, Marvin? How you feeling?
Man, end of the day, trying to relax and I'm on here with you, man. So, we're having a good time, right? Trying to show the wares and what we got going on, what's coming up next. I mean, it's coming up on the end of the year. We're going to hopefully do another Comicsburgh showcase in December to kick out the end this year and then kick off next year.
Yeah, we can't wait to do the Comicsburgh showcase. Something we're trying to do like annually every year and everything. We even got like a Comicsburgh annual coming on soon, so we'll be presenting that during like the conference and all that stuff. So at the end of the year, it's going to be a real packed thing. Comicsburgh is always busy. Harrenberg's in the house. Look at Harrenberg. Shout out to Harrenberg in the prison. Okay, yeah. This is what we need for you, Harold. No, but shout out to Manny. He's always supporting Comicsburgh, and he's a man on our street for Comicsburgh and stuff, man. Manny's always doing his thing, making sure Comicsburgh is representing everywhere.
You gotta have that news music, the song. Was it Man on the Street?
Yeah, he's always making sure that Harrenburg is represented, Comicsburg is represented, especially when we're doing like where we're doing like media stuff and everything, making sure that everybody is where they're supposed to be, reminding folks, with the long messages, giving the detail like you usually do and everything. Just messing with you there, Benny. But shout out to you. We got Kibo Gowatsky. I butchered that, so my bad, dude. My bad. Thank you. Thank you for joining us.
That's our boy from Risserverse.
Oh, okay, all right.
At Three Rivers and
Okay. Kibo. Yes.
You get the man with the beard man. Mr.
Yeah, I remember. So the Kibo, it sort of threw me off there and everything. So, but thank you for joining. So definitely, want to shout everybody out. Grant is shouting Kibo. He's shouting you out, Kibo. You know what I'm saying? He's saying good evening, and we got Grant going up. So we got everybody just joining today to see what we all got to offer. So shout out to everybody. The crowd just loves it. The crowd just loves you guys. Thank you guys for joining. So like I said, we got like some really good stuff that's going on here tonight. I started off my Kickstarter earlier this week, and with blessings, I've already reached like 50%. So thank you. The crowd is loving it for me. Marvin, he started his Kickstarter off about 30 days ago.
Yep.
Okay. He's already over 50% and everything, so we got to make sure that we're reaching our goals before, we end this in the campaigns and stuff. These things aren't really, aren't that easy to do, guys. We got like a lot of work to do. We got a lot of, people to keep reminding. I was just telling Marvin, off mic and everything, that the biggest thing in running these Kickstarters is to keep reminding folks that we actually have stuff out there. It's so much competition with content, with sports stuff, with content that you're watching, online, with you getting distracted with your phone. For anybody to actually sit down and take their hard-earned money and spend their stuff on us, we so much appreciate it. We definitely appreciate you.
Every dime. Somebody pledged $1 today with no reward, and I appreciated it. I mean, you didn't have to give me $1.
No, that's hard-earned money.
Yeah, that's right.
That's
like if I had $1 right now, my grandmother would say that's more than what you had.
That's more than what you had.
I had 99. Now I got $100. See, it adds up.
Reach that 50 mark, right?
That's right. You got tax. You got money for tax. Tax on that product.
Got money for tax and everything. So, Yep. So, yep. So we got like a whole bunch of stuff going on. Who else we got in the chat and everything? Kibo again says all good. They're better than the county courthouse.
I have to hear that story when we're up in Du Bois. I want to know how they pronounce it.
Oh man, that is straight up hilarious and everything. All right, thanks, Kibo. Appreciate you definitely so much and everything. And we got everybody else in the house there. Oh, Paige is in the house. There we go. Paige is in the prison. In the prison. Thanks for joining, Paige. Really is just like just making ourselves represent. We definitely want to make sure that we're shouting at you guys out, and definitely thank you, you all for like joining stuff. I guess without further ado, let's get to some of the stuff that you came here to see. And any type of news or anything we need to get to before we start getting into like the Kickstarters that we're offering, Marvin?
Let me think. Oh, so we'll be back with retail talk. I think we're going to do that after Baltimore Comic Con.
We still love comics here.
Yeah, we got John Angle from New Dimension Comics coming on. We talked with Jen. JD and I did talk with Jen King on Sunday.
Yeah, I've seen it. Very good. Very good. Very good.
And I'm really glad we get to do these because we get insight, and everyone has their own ideas on how these things between creators, publishers, and retailers should work. But it's good to have like some kind of like semblance of trust and understanding between all of us, that all of them want us to make some money off of this, and they don't want to see us fail, and they don't want to see us walking away with dimes and pennies in our pockets selling the product. So I really appreciate that they're willing to work with us on those ratios.
Yeah, definitely appreciate like just all the support that the retailers have done, you know, for throughout like our whole period and everything, especially when we were on with Diamond and everything. You know, you've done like such really good work and keeping in touch, and you know, us keeping in touch with you, making sure that we're welcome into your stores and everything, you know, supporting our product, holding our product, displaying our product, telling our product to your community, you know, to your consumers, to your customers. We definitely appreciate all of that. And we know we try to do our best, like, you know, shout you guys out, you know, on our website and everything. Make sure that you're all covered. Make sure that you're going to comicsburgh.com. We got StreamYard has QR codes now, so you can, you know, take your phone, you know, take your phone, you know what I'm saying, and you know, scan the QR code, and there you'll see you know, you're going straight to Comicsburgh. You'll go straight to our Kickstarters right where the QR code. So make sure during the podcast here that you guys are checking that out.
Is that going to the crowdfunding page on the website?
Yep, it's going straight to the crowdfunding page on the website. Yep. So we got all.
Yeah, it's really cool that they have those widgets in Kickstarter where you can just swing that code over to a website and then plug those in. Yeah,
man, I mean, this is a beautiful thing. Like StreamYard adds something like all the time and everything. They're doing their best to try to, you know, make sure that you maximize what all the dollars that you're trying to get from us. Thank you, StreamYard. We appreciate you. You know, once you guys go, you know, go to Wall Street and everything, I will buy stock in you. You know, so you know, I use you, and you know, so you know, I say if you're always using something, you should buy some stock in it and everything. You know, you never know when it may go up. But yes, let's go ahead and get into some stuff here, Marvin. So I want to actually start with you. So let's pull up your Kickstarter here. Pull that up. No, that's not pull me up. Yeah, there we go. No, up. Let's take that off right now. All right. And we're going to share the screen here.
I should probably have some like Comicsburgh some Comicsburgh stuff on the TV back there, since it's back there hanging out.
Right.
So I mean, I was at 8 yesterday. And someone dropped. So
what?
Back under 8.
I think we need to go. I think we need to go to their homes. You know what I'm saying? Find out what's going on. You know, shake them down. No, that's right. I mean, maybe something happened. You know, where they'll get back onto the end. We still got 25 days left.
Right. So yeah, so the Blaine 1/18 scale action figure and the one-shot comic. That title doesn't allow me to put a lot of stuff in there, so I put as much as I in there so it doesn't run over and doesn't look weird. But yeah, so modern scale action figure, not O-ring. 25 points of articulation, multiple heads, multiple hands. So you got a fist hand, you got a slap them in the face hand, and then you got trigger hands. The guns fit into the holsters, and they are back holsters. And as I always keep saying, this is a comic book, and we can do that. Except for when it comes to other figures, because we figured out like how to put swords in the back with other ways. So yeah, so we got 25 days left.
Yeah, 25 days. I mean, I love the
52% of gold. So let me that time. And like I'm confident, but we're going to see what happens in 25 days.
hey, you got this, man. You know, you were able to raise this much, you know, so it's like, you know, you don't need to be turning back, you know,
Yeah.
no need to be looking for, you know, behind from here. So just keep running to the end of the thing, and we'll get to that, you know, $15,000 goal.
Right.
You know, we're
I'm
gonna get
just
our
trying to get it
Blaine
like,
action figure.
and as friendly as our people. So I'm doing some more YouTube on Sunday with some action figure channels.
Mm-hmm.
So hopefully getting in front of the guys who are interested in just action figures will join on. But there's the comic involved there too. So the Blaine, it's called High Stakes, where Blaine is going to Las Vegas to pull out an asset who has some information that he's trying to share on the I guess the black web or whatever. So other people are coming in there, and he thinks they're coming in there to buy it from him. They're just going to eliminate him, or they're going to take him for a ride. I'll say, because it's Vegas, so you know you got some nefarious mafia types there that are going to take him for a ride. So there's like you say in Bugs Bunny, Muggsy take him for a ride. And this story is going to connect to the next story in that story arc. So Rush, where Blaine is going to come back to Pittsburgh, his hometown, and get in some more trouble.
Trouble. That's what we got going on. Just trouble everywhere and everything.
So this story is starting like leading to more of Blaine's origin. So we're going to get to see his background and a little bit of things that happened to him when he was younger, and how his family plays into that here in Pittsburgh.
Okay. Awesome. Kickstarter looks awesome, man. I mean, this is like well developed, like gets you, you know, everything that you need here, from the poses to like all the extras and everything, the stretch stuff that you'll be offering. Artwork looks awesome as always from Mark V. You know, this is like, as I always say at the conventions, G.I. Joe meets the X-Men and everything.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he got like the poker chips, you know, the wham stand. That's the wham stands are awesome. I love the wham stand.
Yeah, so you can get discounted wham stands and whamblems through the Kickstarter. So if you order them through me, you get over $4 off.
Okay.
So they're usually $10 off on the wham stand. So that's usually 25 is 15. And then the people from Wham Stand are working on a stand, action figure stand, that's going to be a poker chip.
It's going to be a poker chip too, huh? Whew. Awesome.
So then there's the other figures in Series 1, Revenant, Interim, and Mystic. And then we have our first set of army builders that are just suits. So we do have a second set of army builders that I'll be talking about on Sunday. So you'll get your first look at that there. So you got your army builders, 4 heads per figure. You can buy them in bulk, so you can get either 1 for 30 or 4 for 80. I think I put 80. Okay. So then you can get all the extra heads. So if you don't need heads, you can trade them with your friends. And then the stretch goals will allow you to unlock more heads because everyone likes heads.
Everyone likes heads, huh, Marvin?
Yep. Everybody likes heads. Mm-hmm. Heads make the world go round.
Heads make the world go round. They twist and turn and everything, you know.
So we have additions to our cards, or adding Kyret to the card set. And there will be another card added to this before this is over. And we're going to kick off the next set of cards. So there's still cards that come in this set, but we're jumping ahead with the next Blaine card because it is part of the set. So it's a gold foil card, which is going to start at set 1A. Well, set A, I'll say. So it'll be 1A, 2A. This is the counters we have here, but with an A on the end. And then we got coffee.
The coffee, I see.
Coffee is back. So this is spiced rum. So I'm really interested to see what it tastes like, or have someone take it for me so they figure out what it tastes like. We're going to find. So included with that is the interim I Spilled My Coffee print.
All right.
And
I'll tell you one thing. You are so yeah, you're so far ahead of where I'm at as far as like you're on action figures, you're on your merch, you're on your cards and everything. I'm still offering my comic. I'm just now getting a trade paperback. You know, see Marvin, see this is the boss right here. So the boss here, I mean, he just makes sure that he's always 5 steps ahead of all the other Comicsburgh creators and everything. You know,
I feel like sometimes that you kind of have to cross the line a little bit. Because we were at a convention and someone was walking past and he was like, I don't read comics. And I'm like, do you like coffee? And he went, yes. I says, well, here, I've got coffee. And it kind of got him into a little trap where he said he liked coffee. I've got coffee. So he was kind of obligated to kind of buy it. Not really obligated, but I mean, he looked
felt compelled
walking around saying, I like coffee and don't want a bag of coffee. So I think that there's a lot of stuff that the more you have to offer, the kind of the better you do, especially at these conventions where it's kind of like always in sell mode. And you're going to run into people. I don't read comics. Okay, well, you're at a comic convention. Why are you not reading comics? But if you have something else there to add, so action figures, stickers, pens, magnets. I mean, this stuff is not that expensive to add to your arsenal of things. And you generally can say, okay, I'll give you this for $5, or this is 10, or something like that. So, and t-shirts are always a good mover. But and there's this one thing is that, like, if anybody's going to be at New York Comic Con, check out our buddy JD Rosario, Unstoppable Comics, because he'll have all the merch at his table. It's amazed me that some of the stuff he has, like other kind of pens and buttons and all kind of stuff. I'm like, man, that's a lot of stuff.
Hey, yeah, like you said, the conventions is where you get like pretty much all the exclusive goodies and stuff that you wouldn't normally get in like stores, and actually meeting the creators, especially us independents. You get some stuff that you wouldn't normally get, if you weren't at the convention. So, like you said, having all the different variety of stuff that you can add on in case you're not actually in the physical comic itself. You never know. They might actually buy something and can give it to a friend or a family member, and they may be introduced to your stuff, and here you are, you got like another, fan or, what have you and everything. So it always pays to have more than just the single thing.
More is more.
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play your video, so everybody can see it. Let's go.
Yeah, we should have had like the slapping motion in one of the
I think I stopped that too early. My bad, man.
Oh yeah, I added the edge closer on the
Okay. We got the gist of it and everything. Just closed a little bit too quickly there and everything. I thought I was like, what's going on here? Why is this doing anything? But yeah, that was the Edge Blade action figure. So Comicsburgh is proud to have like our first action figure in the whole Comicsburgh set, by Marvin. So thank you for that. Just loves it. We got stuff, guys. Make sure that you guys are going to comicsburgh.com. Make sure that you're following us on social media at Comicsburgh. We're on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, anywhere that you see us on social media, where they're at Comicsburgh. So make sure that you are following us. So we definitely thank you for that. And Marvin, your Kickstarter is doing awesome right now. I love that, that you're like halfway there. We're going through like, that dreaded zone and everything where things are slowing down a bit, but they will pick back up, things with the Kickstarters just sort of like start rushing. But don't think that you have to wait until the last minute to get this stuff, people. Make sure that you're going to our Comicsburgh, site. Make sure that you're going on Kickstarter and checking our stuff out now to see what we got and go ahead and back right now. We still need to fund this stuff, and you just you don't want to wait till the last minute and everything. So that's the biggest.
Right. We want to unlock those stretch goals too. So like the more we get on these things faster, the more we can unlock and the more stuff you get.
Lit says that was hard. Yes, it was. That's what she said. No, let me stop. But yeah, that was awesome. Yep, that was great. He also says that like the old action figure commercials. Yeah, I mean like the old G.I. Joe, Transformers stuff, especially like the old G.I. Joe, like Star Wars and everything. Harkens back to all of that. And kids just love something new, and it's highly posable and everything. You don't have it just like you're doing up and down and side to side and everything. This thing can dance. We can like
Yeah, I got one of those right here, like this thing. That's all he can do. All he can do. That's it. That's his range of motion. That's it. That's all I can do.
Oh man. Yep. So yeah, we have that. So that was the Blaine Edge action figure Kickstarter. So make sure that you guys are going and checking that out. Let me see. Yeah, yep. Like I said, the Blaine Edge action figure and everything. I'll figure this thing out, Marvin. I'll figure this thing out. All right. So next up, we got my stuff. We got like the Theme of Thieves trade paperback book 1, The Crazy Man Returns. So, you guys can give me some. Yeah, there you go. I was waiting. It was a little hesitancy and everything. The crowd got it. I definitely appreciate you. I didn't get a laugh, so I'm basically really happy about that. So we're gonna pull that up right quick for you guys. So this is basically overlay right here, so that's the overlay thumbnail and everything that you're probably seeing in your view of our stuff and everything. So want to get my Kickstarter here, so let's look at that. All right, there we go. All right, so the Theme of Thieves, it's about 2 teens and a mysterious being. That guy right there, you see the man in the red suit in the back of Rebecca. And they're trying to resolve a mystery. There are 2 teens in the mysterious being trying to solve a mystery of why people are disappearing in their presence. So if you're a big fan of Quantum Leap, if you're a big fan of The Wire, if you're a big fan of like Lost, those are like 3 of my favorite TV shows. I decided to put into a book. Okay. And I'm so happy to be the third Comicsburgh after Grant, who does like Beowulf and everything, to put a trade paperback together. So finally got like a trade paperback with our stuff. So Comicsburgh, we're not slowing down. We're not just doing just one thing and then we're done. Comicsburgh has Succession stuff in stores and everything. Marvin had his stuff in stores for like multiple months. For the Edge and everything. Got some really good, coverage and everything. Got some really good sales going on. I was fortunate enough to get my stuff in the stores last year. So this trade paperback was able to be collected into one, complete arc that collected a lot of the first 4 issues that was in stores last year. It also includes a 24-page preview of my prequel novel that's coming out next year called Echo of Evanescence, written by me and also Jess Sims. So
that free stuff, man. Getting extra 24 pages of stuff.
Extra 24. I mean, wow, we. I mean, it's just like a bunch of stuff that we're trying to just feed into to spoon into everybody and everything.
Are you doing a Kickstarter for the novel also?
Say what?
Are you going to kickstart the novel also?
Yeah. So the reason why we included the great question, Marvin. So the reason why we included the 24-page preview into this, we wanted to to have that basically as like a preview to the novel for when it comes out. Okay, so we'll be doing the Kickstarter maybe like early next year, late winter, I should say. Once this completes, we'll give it about a couple months, and then we'll do like a Kickstarter to this. Side note, I am also coming out with a soundtrack for the Crazy Man Returns. So it'll actually be released on Apple Music and Spotify, on all your favorite streaming platforms for music and everything. So you get like a music soundtrack for when you're listening to the stuff. So you can't beat it and everything. So
who's on the music?
Produce that.
Who's on the music?
Yours truly. I was able to actually produce some, stuff. I used to be a music producer, before I got into really into like, comics and everything. So I'm bringing some of my skills back, and, just basically it's something like, it's not something like, that's going to shake the world and everything, but enough to where I think people will capture it. It captures the mood of like the series and everything. So it'll be a great companion stuff. And I'll probably be introducing that directly after in early January for, for people to back and everything. So just be on the lookout for that. Then, like I said, we'll produce like the Kickstarter for the full novel for Echo of Evanescence. And just to go through, this is a cover for the Theme of Thieves, Crazy Man Returns trade paperback. The first book that completes the arc that was set in the first four issues. This gives you like an indication of, some of the artwork. It was done by Dan Eakins, who did like the first 2 issues. Shout out to him, and also Alex Ziev, who did like the coloring and everything for the first 2 issues. It basically starts off with like a slave master just waking up and going to like some, to slave quarters. And he's about to do some, he's been doing some precarious stuff, night after night to, one of his slaves. And finally, after, one night, mysterious events happens where the slave eventually disappears. And it basically starts like the whole thing back into like the early to 1800s of why people have been disappearing. So my protagonist actually traveled back in time to find out why this is, still happening in the present and everything. So this is something that's been happening in society. So just imagine if you're with like one of your loved ones or one of your family members and everything, and all of a sudden they just randomly disappear. How does that affect society? How does that affect people? How does that affect religion? How does that affect politics? I get into the weeds and all this stuff. It is suggested for mature readers. While it's no, outright nudity or anything like that, it does deal with like some, a little bit of heavy subject matter and everything.
So you have to come up with what's the sound when they
sound of people disappearing.
Yeah.
Is it like a whoosh? So
it's got to be something better than that. Like,
that's been done before and everything.
That.
I know, right? So that's something that we just need to come up with. Hey, that'll be something that we just got to talk up with the side, Marvin. So that's a very great question. What is the sound going to be when they disappear? Do you even hear anything?
Yeah.
My thought was that, somebody is there, poof, they're gone. No sound. Bam. I mean, that would scare the stuffing out of me. I'm just looking at you, Marvin. All of a sudden, then you're not there. I would just be shook. No sound or anything like that. Just shook. But
hey, there's a movie I watched before. I think it's called Don't Blink. And that happens. Like they blink and the person's gone.
Wow. I heard about that. Now you got me going to want to go back and try to capture that movie and everything.
It's on one of them streaming services. It's on.
Yep. Actually, I've got an inspiration from an episode of The Leftovers. Leftovers was written by Damon Lindelof, who did like Lost. It's about people. 2% of the population disappeared, and they supposedly like went up to heaven or what have you, and then left everybody else on Earth. And during one of the episodes, they flashed back to when the event actually happened. They never explained what happened and why it happened and everything. But basically, society was just shook on like the whole event because it took a mass amount of people, 2% of people, and just shipped them off to wherever all at one time, And one of the episodes did a really good flashback as to when the protagonist, how each one reacted to when that event actually happened. I think it's just a really good, well done episode. If you're a fan of Damon Lindelof stuff, you like the if you haven't seen The Leftovers, really good series. It starts off really depressing for the first season, but the second and third season changed the whole tone. Ends up being like a really good, not so much comedic thing, but a really good lighthearted way as far as looking at how life and religion is, and how people just view just stuff that happens in life and how people react to other things, period, and everything. So shout out to that. So this basically fast forwards to like the present, where you see my protagonist Jason Gable. He's a teen that's going through some trials and tribulations in school, and he's just being bullied and everything by not only his peers, but is also his dad as well. His dad also teaches some things about life, so we flash back towards that. He gets also bullied at a party, so we see that. Rebecca's having visions of the man in the red suit. And then, if you've been following my comic and everything, the crazy man, which is what the kids name him, find their ways to like the present and everything, and then, like I said, this is a tentative cover of the prequel novel here. So this may end up changing, but for right now, this is what we have as like the cover. Did like a couple samples and everything, and from the stuff that people read so far, they're just loving it from who I've given it to. So still going through the editing process, trying to refine it, just trying to make it the best presentable thing for when you guys end up actually getting it through like the Kickstarters that we'll end up producing later. Now, the Echo of Evanescence actually takes place about a year before the events that transpired in the trade paperback, and it takes two characters out of the novel, out of the trade paperback, Daryl Jackson and Caitlin McBride, that I featured in like the first issue and the third issue, and they're agents of a department called the War Department of Natural Phenomenon, who investigates these events of people just disappearing. Okay, and basically they go into an investigation where a young girl who people thought to have vanished without a trace has all of a sudden just reappeared without any explanation. And people don't normally reappear when this event happens. So what they're trying to figure out is if this girl is lying, what exactly happened to this girl, and then when they end up finding out a whole bunch of uncovering a whole bunch of crazy stuff about the girl's family and the town that she lives in, based surrounding her supposed disappearance back from back before the trade paperback takes place. So I'm hoping that you guys enjoy that once it comes. I can't wait for you guys to see that. Like I said, people who love Theme of Thieves, if you're a big Quantum Leap and Back to the Future fan, I'm a big Marvin, you a Back to the Future fan?
Yeah. First one over the sequels.
That was a classic.
Really, because I think because the second one took so long to came out, and the third one came out so fast. But
yeah, that was almost like back to back. I think the third one is a sleeper. I mean, it went back to the West and everything, but it sort of slowed down to make the characters, especially with Doc and the lady who was played by Mary Elizabeth Mastrantoni, I believe. They really got into like the weeds as far as like their relationship and stuff, and sort of put like Marty McFly to like the side. But it was still overall the series is great. Like Marvin said, the first one is like the best. The second one is like and second one is like one of my favorites because they just time travel. If you're a big time travel fan, they just hop everywhere. Then the third one sort of like slows it down and sort of caps the series. So I just love that series.
Yeah, you got a question in the chat.
Okay, what kind of question do I have in the chat here? So, Ehrenberg asks, the prequel will be illustrations in it. So it's a novel. So the only illustrations it'll have in it is illustrations of the characters that are featured in it. That's basically it. So it's not like a comic or anything like that.
So not a prose.
It's all prose and everything. So great.
No, a prose would have illustrations.
Huh?
A prose novel would have illustrations, so you would have you could have illustrations on some pages, no. It's kind of like with this, like we were talking about what's happening in the novel. You could have like illustration trying to show that, like Wizard of Oz had that. They had
Yeah. So this is not that. This is a straight up novel. Like I said, the only illustrations, like you know how some novels have illustrations of different events in the middle of the book, and then back to like the event that's and then straight to like the novel and everything. This is what that is. I don't even know if I'm gonna have that, but I am gonna have like at least headshots or character shots of each character, so people can actually know what the characters look like, versus comic book stuff that you may see in like the trade paperback and everything. So yeah, basically just a straight up novel. So thanks for the question there, Manny. So yeah, so great question. So this is that, and everyone who gets like the trade paperback will get a sticker, and also it'll be signed by moi. So I'll be signing all your trade paperbacks if you upon request and everything. I want you guys to have a collector's item. So make sure that when I ask you and you decide you do want to get it signed, we'll definitely sign those for you. I also have a Comicsburgh trade paperback bundle tier. So if you like Comicsburgh and you're watching our channel right now, go to our tier, and you'll get not only the trade paperback for the Theme of Thieves, The Crazy Man Returns, you also get the first volume of The Edge, and also Beowulf. So get all three, and you will get that in the Comicsburgh bundle. That is a $65 trade paperback bundle. So that's basically almost over 500 pages of material, guys, that you could get into a bundle. Plus, you get like stickers, you get like the Comicsburgh stickers and everything, and you also get like the let me see, let's make sure we got that. Yeah, so you're getting almost like 500 pages worth of stuff, and we even got stuff for digital backers too. So if you don't want the physical stuff and you want to get like the digital, so definitely get like the digital copies of the material and everything. So the book one edition, a digital will be $30. The trade paperback, the featured edition for physical copy will be the digital copy $15. The trade paperback will be $30. So I think you're definitely going to find a good value with that. Let me just play this right quick for you guys. This is a kid's song called "Crazy Man Red Red Red" that is taking place in universe, where the kids have been singing this like for years. And it's been happening over time. I have a couple kids singing this song in their in the book, in the first issue and everything. And it's just something that repeatedly that's been that also happens in the novel, the Echo Evanescence novel. So I'm gonna go ahead and play that for you guys right quick.
Crazy man, red, red, red. Black with the yellow tie, dead, dead, dead. First he turned them on, then he turned them off. Poof goes the crazy man, and now he's gone. Crazy man, red, red, red. Black with the yellow tie, dead, dead, dead. First he turned them on, then he turned them off. Poof goes the crazy man, and now he's gone. Crazy man.
All right. Sort of spooky there for spooky season, guys, So in my eyes, the Crazy Man has been popping up in different visages throughout like time and everything. And he sometimes pops up, in front of kids, and then disappears. He's the only being in this universe that pops in and out, and we don't know why he does that as of yet. So that's why he's like mysterious and everything. Anybody else who just disappears never comes back. Only he does. So when he does pop up, and if he ends up popping up, he popped up in one period of time in front of kids. The kids ended up making up a song, and this is what it was. Crazy man, red, red, red. Black with the yellow tie, dead, dead, dead. All right. So this is something that they just been repeating over time and everything, and there's something I felt that that was needed. That just add a little bit of complexity to the whole thing. Let me see here. All right, so we got a retailer bundle here. So if you guys, so all the stores and everything that are checking this out, you will definitely enjoy like the retail bundle. You can get 5. You can actually get 5 books and a 6-book signed and a t-shirt for your store. And I got that available for $65. So, you know, you guys, you know, in the stores that want to back the material and everything, you know, I will remind you via email and just let you know that that you can take advantage of this. All right. All right. So let me speed this up here. So this is me. Of course, I created and you know, wrote the whole thing. This is Ruben Gonzalez, who does all the artwork for issues 3 and 4 and the colors. Danny, because I told you he did the first 2 issues, and also Alex Ziev, who did the first coloring for the first 2 issues. Dan did the artwork. Alex Ziev did the coloring. Marco Della Verde, shout out to him. He did the lettering. And I also will be offering a special character drawn of your favorite from Marvel artist Ruben Gonzalez, who did the 3rd and 4th issues. It could be either colored or black and white. And that will be either 100, you know, 150 for the black and white, 175 for the full color. And it could be anything. You can, you know, have your favorite sports figure, your favorite, you know, your family member, what have you. You can do something dedication for your mom, your dad, you know, a relative. And it's all digital and it'll be personally drawn by him. And he does some really good stuff, guys. So you're definitely going to enjoy that. I plan to have this completed. Well, the Kickstarter runs from 30th of September all the way up until November the 1st. I plan to have this released, hopefully, you know, all physically done as far as shipping out in December, just before Christmas. The aim is before Christmas, but more than likely it'll be the back half of December to January. There's a tight schedule on board working here, so that's why we got the Kickstarter running now. So I'm gonna do my best to get that. And this is basically a lot of pictures of people just loving, you know, the theme of thieves and everything. All right. So basically, you can also come and join our Facebook group. And I'm gonna play the video right quick for you guys.
This is your friendly neighborhood DP Brown, writer and creator of The Theme of Thieves and co-owner of Comicsburgh.
I really enjoyed these 3 comics here. It wasn't what I was expecting. It's definitely a very heavy storyline.
Crazy man, red, red, red. Black with the other side, dead, dead, dead. First he turned them on, then he turned them off. Blue goes the crazy man, now he's gone. Crazy man, red, red, red. Black with the other side, dead, dead, dead. First he turned them on, then he turned them off. Blue goes the crazy man, now.
My name is DP Brown, and I'm the creator and the writer of The Theme of Thieves. I'm from Cleveland. Look, I love comics, and I created a time-traveling adventure that will teach as well as entertain you. The Theme of Thieves is about 2 teens, Rebecca and Jason, and a mysterious being called the Man in the Red Suit, who traveled through time to try to solve the mystery of why people are disappearing in the present. So when the Kickstarter is done, I plan to finish the artwork for the issue, do a small print run for all my backers, make the exclusive metal items and stickers for the campaign, and also put funds towards making issue 5. I want to thank everyone in advance who made it this far in the video. But don't take my word for it. Here are some others who checked out The Theme of Thieves.
It's a great book. I can't wait to see what DP has for the rest of the series.
Theme of Thieves is great, and I'm curious to see where this goes, see how these characters change and evolve, and what the mysteries are unfolding, because there's still a lot to be uncovered of why people are disappearing.
And all of those Crazy Man scenes are always really well done. Guys, I really, really dig those sequences. But what changes with those sequences is the way that I interpret that character in the story. No, this dude is just being thrown around and doesn't understand it either, which I like. It's like a whole different phase of the character I did not know was going to happen. You took me by surprise, DP. You took me, and now you got me.
So this is a sample copy. So basically what you're getting in book 1, the first 4 issues, that was in stores last year. And you will also get a bonus copy preview of Echo of Evanescence, my new novel that will be coming out in stores next year. I cannot wait for you guys to see this book. And I cannot wait for you guys to get real excited about what's happening in the issues and also in the book that'll be coming out next year in stores. Okay. So you actually get a 24-page preview when you get the graphic, or when you get the graphic novel trade paperback.
Here's what I need you guys to do. Go to the story section in this Kickstarter. There's a preview to my comic. If you like what you see, make the pledge.
Make the pledge.
Pledge now. Pledge
Pledge
now. Pledge now. Man. So yeah. So basically, go ahead and pledge. We're going to get to a Oh, we got a couple other comments here. Hey, we appreciate you, Kibo. Yeah, we like to think it's a pretty nice deal, for the package and everything. So, if you haven't pledged, go ahead and do that now. You will see all our links in the show notes and everything if you're on YouTube. And if you're on following our social media platforms, you're definitely going to see everything there, links and stuff too. Manny says, yep. Manny, okay, this is not Candyman here where you say the name 3 times and then the Candyman just goes there. So this is not that. But I have gotten that a couple times. When you say Crazy Man 3 times, does he appear? Crazy Man, Crazy Man, Crazy Man. Well, it didn't happen. So but no, that's not how this works, guy. Okay, so it's a whole different thing. But thank you for mentioning that, and thank you for trying yourself. All right, so let's get to a couple of our Comicsburgh Kickstarters, and then we'll let you guys go. We thank you guys for watching us and taking your evening with us. So we got Memoirs of the Morbid up next. So we're going to play Grant's video here.
Greetings, ghouls and boils. I'm the Ghoul Master, a loving homage to horror anthology narrators of yesteryear. Wait, I'm an homage? Why didn't anybody tell me? You'll hear from my agent about this. But first, let's get to the heart of the matter. I'm here to tell you about the new horror anthology, Memoirs of the Morbid, on Kickstarter in time for Halloween. Memoirs of the Morbid is a black and white homage to classic horror comics from the 40s and 50s, containing 5 self-contained stories by some of the best indie comic creators out there. There's that word again. I better not find out homage is an insult. Anyways, Memoirs of the Morbid is completely done and ready to go to the printer. So don't make a grave mistake by missing it.
You gotta love his stuff. I love the humor. I love all that and everything.
Don't make a great mistake.
Oh man, it's spooky season, guys. Come on now. You gotta come on and see what you got here. Memoirs of the Morbid. It's an anthology, and this is the orange edition. He had, I believe, the red edition, and then the what was the other edition he had? Blue. Okay, red and blue edition and everything beforehand. And they've done tremendous, especially this time of year and everything. Manny knows and everything. Anytime that we're doing stuff at conventions and everything, and people want some scary stuff, they go straight from Memoirs of the Morbid. So it's some really good stuff here. So you'll see a lot of the stuff that he has involved in his Kickstarter. And like I said, it has a variety of different creators, 5 stories, as he said. So it'll be a really good way for you guys to check this stuff out for spooky season, Halloween. This is October. If you want something to sit down in front of the fire with, if you got a fireplace, those of us who are fortunate to have one, pick up Memoirs of the Morbid. You'll definitely enjoy it, and definitely hopefully be spooked by it and scared by it. Tell your friends about it. Nice cover here. And Grant, he's done some really good stuff. He does our Beowulf. He's done some really tremendous stuff as far as that. Anything you got to say about this, Marvin?
Oh, I mean, it looks really good. I mean,
Yeah.
when he launched it, I wanted all the covers and make sure that he had a tier that had all the covers on it, because that's what I'll go for. And like I like to share things, so I just like most of the time when I get Kickstarters now, I just give the stuff away after I look at it.
It's Morbid time. Oh man, that's here he goes. Listen at this guy. Here he goes. It's Morbid time. Yep. There he goes. The man of the hour, creator of Memoirs of the Morbid. They love you, Grant. They love you. They love you, brother. Thank you. So, guys, make sure that you guys are going out there to back, back to all our stuff and everything. Comicsburgh, we try to do like a lot of good work and everything out here. We're out here serving the community for you guys, you know. So thank you for that. So that was really good. I told Grant off air, off mic and everything. I love that that video and everything. Straight to the point, exactly what you want to see, nice and short, especially when you're trying to advertise a video and everything for the Kickstarter stuff. We're going to get to what we're going to get to, Marvin.
You got I threw pages into the private chat.
Yes, I'm trying to. Oh, there, Footpath, right? Dangerous Nights. There
Yep.
we go. All right, I got it. Boom, oh yeah, there we go. All right, so we're gonna check out the video to this. All right, that was Paige's Kickstarter there. Where we at here? Footpath. All right. And Paige is, he's done some really good stuff with the blowtorch stuff, man. Marvin, every time that you send the preview stuff when Diamond was around and everything, and Paige's stuff came up, man, it just looks so awesome. Like a throwback to the old Image, what's his name, Rob Liefeld stuff, who it kept reminding me of. So this is Footpath here, and can you tell us a little bit about this?
Yeah, so Footpath is the resident team ninja, and as you can see, I always tell them, like, whenever I see someone drawing a character, I was like, that hair, man, has his mind of its own. So she's part of the chess team, and she's stepping out on her own. So he's done books with his Pinpoint character and his Blowtorch character. So I guess the plan is to have like 1 shots or 2 shots or 3 shots of each one of the characters getting their own spotlight.
All right. So
see that hair, man? Check it out.
And it's just going all over the place and everything. It's almost like Todd McFarlane was like, having control of it. He loves capes, and I guess Paige here loves hair.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Yeah, nice covers too, man. I mean, Paige has been involved with Comicsburgh since day one. So I mean, he's a really good writer. Has some really good artwork with his stuff and everything. And the thing I have to say about Paige's stuff is action upon action upon action. If you want action, you will definitely love Paige Comics. That's all I gotta say. Paige he's just all about the action and everything.
The ninjas are ninjaing in these books.
Look at that.
That's a good cover.
Woo. Man, if y'all don't come and pledge to this stuff, seriously, the Comicsburgh guys, y'all got to, hey, make sure that you go and pledge now. Paige is ready for your stuff. And he has about 26 days to go. And he's almost at goal, 64%. 64%. Yeah, hey, he's working and doing his thing. So yeah, make sure you guys go ahead and back that. I'm loving it and everything. I will definitely, check that out and go ahead and give that a backing and stuff. So definitely, Paige, thank you for that. We are going to check out William's stuff. Okay, Cataclysm. All right, so let me pull that up for you. There we go. And William has done some really good stuff with this trillion thing. Very interesting concept.
Right. So it's a woman who was in an accident, and rich guy decides that he's going to put $1 trillion worth of cybernetics in her to save her life, but then she worked for him as like his assassin. So I consider it to be like $6 million man or bionic woman on inflation.
$6 million.
The price tag has gone up since the 60s.
It's no longer $1 million, right?
No, 6 million. It was 6 million then, so now it's $1 trillion.
Now it's $1 trillion. I love the name, and the character. It really is really succinct, and it looks like it presents like a lot of good humor and everything in the overall concept and everything. So make sure that you guys are this collects like the first 6 issues from 0 4 0 0.
So 7 books.
It's actually 7. Yeah, 7. Okay, I'm not counting right. I got to count 0, huh? All right. So he's going to get that into a trade paperback form. The books have done really good at like our conventions and everything, for when they present it. So these are like the covers, to like the the issues and everything. So you'll see some of that in a trade paperback, and it's a really good thing, a way to support like independent creator just out there doing his thing.
So the art reminds me of Ryan Otley on Invincible.
Mm-hmm.
So if you like Invincible, you give it a try.
Yeah, if you like Invincible, you enjoy Trillion, back right now. So all the links, like I said, will be in our show notes, for all of our stuff and everything. This is a nice cover right here. Yeah. So yeah, make sure that you guys are go ahead and checking the stuff out. Make sure if you want to get into what the stuff is actually about, go to the story section in the Kickstarters. Take a good look at the story, and if it's something that you find that you may want to check out and enjoy, just go ahead and back. You don't have to back just because you want to make sure that we want you to back regardless and everything. But if you want to make sure that you're getting something that that has bang for your buck and everything, go to the story section of all of our stuff. It'll give you an indication of everything of what the stuff is about. And also a little bit about the booty. Yeah, buddy. Man, he's always with the good stuff and everything. All right. So yeah, that's Trillion, and I think that's it. For our stuff, right, Marvin?
That is all the active Kickstarters. Yeah.
That's all the Kickstarters we got running on, this month and everything. We just had another one that ended from affiliate from Anchor Beta Productions. Shout out to Isaac. He got his goal out, like about halfway through and everything. So, he's doing this thing. So shout out to Isaac, for Anchor Beta Productions. Comicsburgh is always doing this stuff. We are 100, we're 100%. We always make our goals. Make sure that that you're getting good top quality product when we present it. That's one of the biggest compliments that we get every time we go to conventions, right, Marvin?
Yeah. You rocking and rolling, man. Just trying to keep our heads up. So I mean, our next show is Lit Fest. That'll be over on the north side of Pittsburgh, at the bookstore on North Avenue.
Okay.
So that's next Sunday, the 12th. Yeah.
Comicsburgh is always busy. always out there, always, doing something. So make sure that you guys are come seeing us live, while we're still relatively small, but we're growing, So I mean, we may get to that point where you can't even reach us like that. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have like lines out the door and all that stuff. So get us while we're still tangible.
Right. Might have to start charging for those signatures, right?
Hey, don't hey. Ideas, man, ideas and everything. We worth a little something right there.
I'll do the do the right thing. Extra cheese is $2.
How much for some sauce? How much can I lick on my hand? Man, there's crazy stuff out there. But we thank you guys for coming to check us out. For everybody who do watch us on YouTube, on Instagram, on Facebook. We thank you, for checking us out. Make sure that you guys are following us all over social media at Comicsburgh. Make sure that you guys are leaving us some feedback, if you feel that you need to, at info@comicsburgh.com. If you have questions on all our stuff, make sure that you guys are going to our website. There's the QR code. Go straight to the website
There you go. Over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right there. Right. No, I think you got to change your camera angle. You know what I'm saying? There's a setting on the camera, Marvin. You know what I'm saying? Get it right when you're on StreamYard, right? So, there we go. Well, make sure that you guys are checking us out. Make sure that most of all, make sure that you're going to our website, going to our Kickstarter and pledging. You can pledge to all our stuff. We want you to pledge to, make sure that you're supporting independent comic creators, trying to be out here and do our hustle thing and everything. So we definitely appreciate your, support there. Anything else you got for him, Marvin?
No, I mean, I think we covered everything, and hopefully we'll be doing more of these because, I have fun. And the people are enjoying them. So, I mean, let's do this again.
Check me out on Spine Ticks tomorrow night. I will be with Sith Lordly and the gang and everything. So Demi
all night, right?
All night. He goes all day. He does his thing. You know what I'm saying? That's Sith Lordly there. So make sure you guys check me out. I will be on his channel tomorrow night. And then you'll see me also on Grant stuff in about a couple weeks. So I'll be on his channel about a couple weeks. And I'll be popping up. Make sure that you guys are, and Marvin as well, make sure that we keep reminding you about our stuff out here. The most important thing is to make sure that you guys are keeping in touch, or we're keeping in touch with you, letting you know our stuff is out there. We're not disappearing. We're not going anywhere, So we got a few more days left in the Kickstarter. Don't wait till the last minute. Make sure that you pledge.